Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of the hosts here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bitcoin charts as always. Over the course of the weekend, the price of Bitcoin has been very flat. Nothing much to really update you with. That's why I didn't come live yesterday. But today, I'm going to talk you through what we could see happening and how we can use the DXY and the traditional markets as well to sort of help us with that, analysis as well with our Bitcoin analysis. So, if that sounds interesting, please make sure you smash a like on this video. I'd really appreciate that. It really helps me and the channel out. And yeah, I can continue to bring the trades that I've been bringing you, and I can also continue to bring the analysis that I'm bringing you as well. So please make sure you smash that like button, and we will jump straight on into the charts. So bringing up Bitcoin, starting off on the 1 hour, we can see that over the course of the weekend, the price has been very flat. This is to be understandable. It's understandable that the price has been flat over the course of the weekend. This is what tends to happen over the course of the weekend, especially in the current market situation, but also because of a lot of institutions are within the crypto market now as well. And, before the institutions were in, yes, we did see big moves on the weekends. However, we don't tend to see that anymore because, as I said, big institutions are in the market now and they don't tend to trade over the course of the weekend. So that's why we are seeing a very flat weekends. And that's why we've seen a very flat weekend this weekend as well. But initially, I've still been looking for potential trade entries to bring to you, to bring to the channel, and of course, I'm looking to continue trading. So of course, we need to be looking for those trades. And over the course of the weekend, I have been looking for a trade. Unfortunately, I just haven't found one. I haven't found a good enough entry. Looking at this, we can see that we have a fixed range here: value area high, value area low. That's coming in confluence with some resistance. That's coming in confluence with support. So there's some signs there that we could have traded this over the course of the weekend. Potentially shorted from up here down to here, and then potentially longed from down here. Here we go. From down here, down this area back up to the value area high. However, I do like to look for bearish or bullish divergences to help me with my analysis, and I didn't see any of those forming over the course of the weekend. There was a slight one here, to be honest with you, late Saturday night. To be honest with you, I was probably at the gym, or I was probably in bed. But yeah, there was a slight bullish divergence there. But yeah, it would have been a very small trade. This range is very small. Yeah, as I said, it could have been a 10%. With the leverage I use, it could have been a 10% profit, which would have been fairly nice. But yeah, to be honest with you, wasn't really many trading opportunities over the course of the weekend. But now the week has started. It is Monday. We can start looking for those bigger trade opportunities because we're hopefully going to see that volume come in. We're hopefully going to see that price move a lot more. And we're starting to see the volume come back into the market, right now. This morning, well, literally just now, to be honest with you, we've come and tested this downwards trending trend line here, tested it, pretty much to the dollar. If we do zoom in, we can see we tested it pretty much to the dollar right there. And we are seeing a slight rejection off this level. Why is this a major resistance level here? Well, because we tested it 3 times before, actually, or 4 times before. So first touch here, second touch here to the dollar, third touch to the dollar. Then we exceeded it slightly here on the 4th touch. And then from that 4th touch, we did get a major rejection. And if you remember, I did actually short this. Unfortunately, I didn't bring the short to the channel because it was late at night, just before this happened, but I did make a short position here, and that was a really successful short position. And I'm looking to bring more trades like that. On the 1 hour chart, I tend to look for big swing trades on the 4 hour to bring to the channel because they are more rewarding. You see the 50 and above percentage game. So yeah, the one that we're currently in, the short position that we are currently in, if we have a look on the daily quickly, we shorted from up here. The exact entry was $24,700. We can see it here, $24,730. We did enter that short position up here. Why? coming into lots of resistance, bearish divergence is forming on the daily as well. But yeah, exactly the same story in the 4 hour, which is why I entered into the short position. And you can see that short position is doing really, really, really well. Currently in around 55% in a profit. And I'm looking to continue to hold this short position because I'm still looking at the price being remaining bearish within the medium to long term. Short term, we could flip bullish, we can flip bearish, okay? Because that's the short term. With the short term, we're talking about literally a day, okay? I could be bullish one day, I could be bearish another day, I can be bullish, the next day, and then bullish the day after that, and then bearish the day after that, okay? But when I'm looking at medium to long term, okay, I am bearish for, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, okay? However long I need to remain bearish, I'm remaining bearish for, and I'm still remaining bearish on the price of Bitcoin because we are still below $25,200. That's the level we need to break above for me to flip bullish, okay? Because looking at the weekly, all right, we are forming, first of all, a very, very similar pattern to the Wall Street cheat sheet where we've got a high, a low, push towards the upside, forming a lower high, and the big leg towards the downside, forming this anger phase where we have a low, a high, a lower low, a lower high, and then we slowly churn our way down to a new low of the bear market. That's exactly what we're doing right now. Okay, we've got the high, we have the low, we have the push towards the upside, forming a lower high. Big capitulation event here, forming a low, a high, okay, a lower low, and then the lower high here. It doesn't look like it's a lower low, but trust me, it is a lower low. If we zoom in, it is a lower low from this previous high here. So this is the anger phase. Where do we go from the anger phase? Okay, here, the anger phase, where do we go? Well, we form a very slight, if we zoom in, it looks as though we can form a very slight double top. And then we have this slow churning momentum towards the downside, okay? It's not a big capitulation event like we had back here. Okay, we just slowly churn our way down to a new low of the bear market. And I do think this is a possibility. I do think that this is on the table. Okay, I do think from here, we could slowly churn our way down to potentially a new low of the bear market. And, if we're looking at every little candle on this chart right here, we can see, we're forming that very slight double top right now that we can see right here. Okay. Coming back to that weekly, we can see right here, we do have a very slight double top. Okay, so this could be representing this double top here. And then we slowly churn our way down to a new low of the bear market. Again, as I always say, this can be invalidated. I could be wrong here and it could be invalidated. But right now, it is following this Wall Street cheat sheet, psychology of a market cycle perfectly. It's following it perfectly. And for me to, scrap this idea of a new low of the bear market and following this psychology of a market cycle chart here, we would need to break above this resistance level here, which is $25,200. Okay, if we can get above that, stay above that, then it will invalidate all of that. But as long as we remain below that, I'm still going to remain bearish in the medium to long term. Okay. So that's my view on the medium to long term. I just wanted to cement that in. But yeah, looking at the shorter term, what's happening in the shorter term? Okay, we're going to have a look at the DXY as well and see what is going on here. But right now, we are getting a rejection. Okay, first of all, we have this sort of gray area here, which is going to act as resistance. This is a resistance level. We have resistance up here, a big resistance level up here, and then we have this big support level here. Okay. Right now, we're coming into resistance, which is this grey box. It is normally red, but once the price comes into this area, it does turn grey. And we're coming into this resistance. We're coming into value area high, and we're also coming into this downwards trending resistance level, which, as I said, we used as major resistance back here just before we entered this trade right here. Literally to the dollar. Okay, and we've once again respected it pretty much to the dollar, and we are right now getting a slight rejection from it. Okay, so if we do continue this rejection, okay, we could actually see the price come back down to the value area low at $22,220. Okay, that would be the next target if we were to get a confirmed rejection from this area here. I would like to see one or two red candles and being rejected from this grey area here as well. So potentially see a candle sort of down this area here. And then we could see the price come lower if we can break this PLC, which is the point of control. If we can break below that, then we would most likely come down to the value area low. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. Now, of course, we could break towards the upside here. And if we were to break towards the upside here and we broke towards the upside of this, sort of major resistance level here, where would I expect the price to go to? Well, I would expect the price to go to this next major level here, okay, which is exactly what happened right here, okay? We broke towards the upside of this resistance. What happened is we came to this major resistance here, tapped it pretty much to the dollar. And yeah, from there, we got a rejection coming back down, using this once again as resistance. But again, if we break above this, okay, and we break above these sort of, let's call it 3 resistance areas. So we have the value area high, we have the downwards trending resistance level, and we also have this grey box here. If we break above that, we're most likely going to come back up to, a potential low of around 22,600, or a high of $22,670 approximately, and potentially all the way up to $22,800. We could be looking at that area right there. Now, let's just, what's going on here? Pressing too many buttons. Here we go. So what we could be looking at now, as I said, is actually that rejection, because we're coming into major resistance. We could see this rejection back down to value area low. I could be looking for a trade here. The way I like to trade is I like to look for bearish divergences. And as of right now, I'm not seeing a bearish divergence come into play. So my decision is to not trade this. Not too worried about that. Even if it does play out, even if what I expect to happen does play out, a rejection from here back down to value area low. As I said, if we continue to get rejected from this area here, we're most likely going to come back down to value area low. So that's what I would be expecting, but I'm not going to enter into a trade here, because with my analysis, I like to look for bearish divergences, and I'm not going to rush into a trade. Okay, I would have really liked to trade this over the course of the weekend. However, there just wasn't a good enough entry for me. So that's what I didn't. I didn't enter. I like to look for confluence, and one of those bits of confluence for me really needs to be a bearish divergence or a bullish divergence, any sort of divergence. And that's sort of my favorite technical analysis tool to look at, with other technical analysis tools as well. But I just don't see a bearish divergence. Well, there are no bearish divergences coming into play right now. So, I'm not actually going to enter into this trade. I have my rules, and one of my rules is to always look for a bearish divergence with other technical analysis tools, such as resistance levels, value areas, even golden pockets as well. I just don't see that. I just don't see that bearish divergence. So still, I'm expecting the price to come down here and continue to range. But I'm just going to sit on that trade that I currently have open, which I've been showing you. Since I opened it, last week, which I opened it, still got that trade open, still sitting on it. I would show you on Bybit, but to be honest with you, it's my personal account and I don't feel comfortable showing that. But I will make sure I remember to enter into the trade on the account that I show on here as well. Because as you know, if you've been following the channel, I do actually show you the trade that I have open on Bybit. But yeah, I haven't with this one because I did it on my personal account rather than my YouTube account, the account that I show you on YouTube. But I've been showing you the profit here that we've entered in. We entered in at 24,730, and you can see that I've been showing you all of the profits that I've been taking off of this trade. I told you on a live stream that I was taking profit at 40%. 40%, that's a really, really, really nice point to take profit at. Currently in around 55% in the profit. And if you did miss that video where I entered into that short position, then remember to subscribe, turn that bell notification on so you never miss another trade that I enter into. But I did enter into this trade up here. We found a really, really nice top, and we shorted that. As I said, 55% in a profit as of right now. Is doing really, really well. I've taken 70% profit off of the trade already, out of the 100% capital that I put in the trade. But yeah, I've still got around 30%, 25-30% left, I think, in that trade. So I'm just going to let that ride out. I would take profit at 55, a bit more profit at 55%, but there's just not much in the trade anymore. So I'm just going to let the rest of the trade run. Okay, I've taken quite a lot of profit off it already, and I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to let the rest of the trade run. As I've been saying in previous videos, once I have a winning trade, I always move that stop loss to entry. That's been done, so I'm going to let the trade ride, okay? But yeah, right now, just sort of waiting for a clear direction. Bitcoin doesn't know what direction it wants to go in yet, and reason being is probably because it's waiting for the DXY to do something. Okay, if we're coming and looking at the DXY, that's a major resistance right here. Okay, and I told you this was going to happen. Okay, I told you all the way back here. Okay, when the DXY was at 101, everyone was getting very bullish. Okay, I said this is a major support level. We need to respect that major support level and accept that we could hold this major support level as support. That's what happened. And after we held support here, what did I say? Well, we're most likely coming up to 103.6. Okay, we're going to use that as a resistance because it's been major support previously, major support here, major resistance here as well previously. And what happened? Well, we came up to 103.6, okay, and we used it as resistance, as I said. Then I said, if we break above this resistance level, we're coming up to this major level here. That's exactly what happens, okay? And I said here, if we're going to break above it, we're going to find it hard to break above it, okay? And you can see that even if we do end up still breaking above it, we're finding it very hard to break above it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days, a week, okay? It's taken a week for us, okay, so far. Well, actually, if we're counting these ones in, it's taken, 8 or 9 days to actually, we've spent 8 or 9 days actually at this level trying to break above it. But you can see that there's very strong resistance here. Okay, so there's a high chance that we could get a rejection from here. There is a very high chance that we could get a rejection from this level. But there's also that possibility that we could break above this resistance level. Okay, and with everything going on fundamentally, I think there's a high chance that we could break above this resistance. Okay, everything that's going on with the Fed, okay, with the Fed still increasing rates, with Jerome Powell saying that he might even have to increase by an increased amount as well. These are all things that we tend to see the DXY actually have a bullish reaction off of, which is obviously very bearish for Bitcoin, because we know that the DXY and Bitcoin is inversely correlated. DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. DXY goes down, Bitcoin goes up. Okay, so what we want to see for the bullish scenario is that the DXY gets a rejection from this resistance. However, okay, there is that possibility we could break above, and if we break above, Bitcoin is going to have another leg towards the downside. Right now, I'm swaying more to the scenario, to the bearish scenario for Bitcoin, so bullish scenario for the DXY. Why is that? Well, if we come into a smaller time frame, looking at the 8 hour, let's actually take a look at it on the 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour. We are respecting it even more on the 4 hour, and what we are looking at here is a potential bull flag on this DXY chart here. As we can see, number of tests of the resistance and a number of tests of the support as well. Even before we entered into this bull flag here, there was a test of the resistance. Okay, so we've respected this level very well, and if we're going to continue to respect this pattern, okay, then we're most likely going to break towards the upside of this bull flag because it is a bullish pattern. If that is the case, we could see the price break above 105.8 approximately. If we break above 105.8, okay, we break above this major resistance, where is the next level I'm looking at? Well, the next level I'm looking at is probably 109.2 approximately. Okay, yes, we may have some resistance coming in a little bit before that. I would say, maybe around 108 approximately. Okay, we could have some resistance there, very slight resistance, but the next major level for the DXY is all the way up at around 109. Okay, and if the DXY comes up to 109, we're going to see Bitcoin have another big leg towards the downside, okay, and continue its rejection from its major resistance that it's rejecting from right now. Okay. So we need to take this into consideration. And this is why I'm still remaining bearish as well on the medium to long term for Bitcoin, because if we could break above this resistance, we are going higher on the DXY. We are most likely going higher, and we are getting some bullish signs on the DXY, such as this bull flag. Okay, so if we're going higher, Bitcoin is going lower. That is the harsh reality of it. Okay, we have to factor in everything. And if the DXY is looking bullish, which to me, it is looking bullish, even though we are at major resistance, I'm finding it very hard to get above it. Okay, we're forming bullish patterns on the lower time frames. Okay, and it's it's like anything. If you can consistently knock on a door, okay, if you consistently knock on a door, there's a high chance that someone is gonna finally eventually open up that door. Okay. And that's exactly, the same with trading. Okay, if the price is going to consistently hit a resistance level or consistently hit a support level, okay, eventually it's going to probably most likely break above that resistance or break below that support. Okay. Yes, you could still get a rejection or find support on the support, get a rejection from the resistance. But okay, if you're going to continuously test this level, eventually it's going to break free. The price is going to let loose, and we're going to see that price um, break through the resistance and move much higher, or break through the support and go much lower. Okay. In this case, break through the resistance and go much higher, especially with forming this potential bullish flag here. So we do just have to be very, very aware of that. If we can break below this bullish flag, then we could potentially look a lot more bearish for the DXY, which is bullish for Bitcoin. But right now, we're forming a bullish pattern, still respecting it very well. If we break towards the upside, most likely breaking major resistance on the daily. If that's the case, then the DXY is coming up to 109. And if that is the case, Bitcoin's going much lower. Okay, so we need to be very, very aware of all of this. Now, because the DXY has, it's been consolidating, forming this bullish flag. What we've actually seen during that period is that the traditional market, which is the ES, has had a nice push towards the upside, coming up to resistance here. Okay, why is this resistance? Well, it was previous major support here, which we were respecting very, very well. Even just before we broke below it, we got a slight bounce off of it, but then initially broke that towards the downside. Then what happened? Well, we came into major support on the ES. Okay, as we can see here, we have the downwards trending trend line right here. This one here, which over the course of 2022, we used as major resistance. And over the course of 2022, we did not trade above this line at all. Maybe a slight wick above it, but we did not trade above that downwards trending resistance. Okay, so that was coming in as support, but we also had this major blue level right here coming in as support. As you can see, we had a really, really nice bounce off that, continuing to bounce. If we can get above this resistance here, maybe the ES could come up to $4,154, which would be bullish for Bitcoin, but we have to see how that DXY reacts. Okay, if that DXY is going to break resistance and move higher, okay, we're most likely going to see the traditional markets pull back. Okay, and as well as Bitcoin, we're going to see Bitcoin pull back as well. Okay, so we need to be very, very aware of that. So we're just waiting for the DXY to do something. Okay, we're waiting for that DXY to do something. I've been saying that all of last week. I was telling you, we're just waiting for the DXY to do something. I did think it would do something last week, but unfortunately it didn't. So we're gonna have to wait for this week as well, potentially for it to happen this week. But we're just waiting for that DXY to either get a confirmed rejection or get a confirmed break towards the upside, and then we have a clear direction of where Bitcoin could go in the sort of medium term time frame. Okay, because we've been very uncertain with this DXY. Okay, we've come up. Okay, we're looking like, oh, we could actually break above it, but then we get a pretty harsh rejection. Okay, and it looks like, oh, we could get a rejection. Then the price comes up. Then the price comes back down. Oh, we could get a rejection. Then the price is going back up, looking like it could potentially break it again. And then we're coming back down again. And I'm sure we'll go back up again. And it's just consistently up and down and up and down. And it's given us a pretty hard time. We just want a clear direction. We even want the rejection from the DXY, or we want the break towards the upside, which will give us a clear direction of where Bitcoin is going to go. But we're still just sort of trading sideways within the DXY. And as we can see here, we've now formed this bull flag, which is why I'm leaning towards the bullish case scenario for the DXY and the bearish case scenario for Bitcoin. Okay, but as I always say, there's an invalidation for that. And if we break below this bull flag, then we could see lower and we could get the rejection, and then Bitcoin can move higher. But if we're going to break towards the upside, we're going to break resistance on the DXY, Bitcoin's going to move lower. Okay, so right now nothing much is happening. I just want to wait for something to really happen. I want to wait for major levels to be hit. Once major levels are being hit, I can come live and show you me actually entering a trade again. Okay, and we can enter into another trade. As I said, I'm in a short position right now. I'm in a really, really nice short position, which if you've been following the channel, I told you about before I entered the trade. I told you up here I was entering into a short position. Okay, then I entered into that short position off camera, but then I came on camera and told you I was in that short position. Okay, and as I said over on Twitter, I am showing you those profits as well. Okay, showing you those profits ever since $24,730. Okay. So right now it's still just the waiting game. Unfortunately, still just very much the waiting game. Over the course of the weekend, very boring. Okay, off camera, I did make a trade here, which I didn't bring to the channel. That was a really nice short position. I'm looking to bring these smaller 1 hour trades to the channel as well, because I understand that the 4 hour trades that I take, they they can be open for a week or two at a time. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to try and bring these smaller 1 hour trades, which are more day trades. So I'm going to start bringing those to the channel as well, because I'm sure a lot of you want to see those as well. And if you miss a 4 hour trade, then you might have to wait a week or two until I actually enter into a much bigger trade. So I'm gonna look at these smaller 1 hour trades. But yeah, 4 hour trades, what I tend to see with the return side of things is that I get the majority of the time I get an over 50% profit from the trade. Okay, so one of the the trade that we're in now is over 50%. A previous trade that we took was 120%. On the 4 hour, I tend to look for these big trades that have a high percentage win. On the 1 hour, I'm looking for 10-20% moves. Obviously, with 5x leverage, I only trade with 5x leverage. But yeah, with the 1 hour, they tend to be 10% moves, 20% moves. On the odd occasion, they can be 30% moves, 30 and 40% moves as well. But that's if something spectacular happens with the price. But yeah, on the 1 hour, they are smaller trades, okay, but you take more of them. And then on the 4 hour, they're much bigger trades, but you take them less regularly, okay, because they are bigger swing trades. So yeah, I'm going to start bringing those smaller 1 hour trades to the channel. I told you I took this one from up here. I do wish that I brought it to the channel, but it was late at night when I entered that. But yeah, let's have a quick look. Colin Cox, if you zoom out, can you see similarities to a Wyckoff accumulation pattern? Okay, to be honest with you, yes. I had a chart up that I've seen someone post on Twitter. I don't think I have it open anymore. No, I don't. I don't have it open anymore, and I wish I did. But it was just showing how there are Wyckoff patterns sort of everywhere on Bitcoin right now, or previously, because we could see them we could actually see them playing out right now because we are getting a slight pullback. But yeah, we do have Wyckoff patterns coming on all sorts of charts. So if I can find that tweet again, I will bring that to the channel. But yes, I don't tend to look at the Wyckoff accumulation patterns. I know a lot of people do, but to be honest with you, I'm more of just a trade. I don't really care where the price is going. I tend to look at the 1 hour and the 4 hour and the daily, and I just look at what the price is doing at this moment in time. And then I react off of that. I don't tend to look at a broader picture, such as a Wyckoff accumulation pattern. If people are looking at that, then yes, they could be using that to with their analysis to say to themselves that the price could be moving much lower. But I don't really care where the price is going to go. Yes, I think we could see a new low of the bear market still. I still think that, but I don't care where the price is going to go. I'm just going to react off the current, off what the price is currently doing. Okay, either whether that's the market telling me to enter into a short or enter into a long position. I don't really care. I'm just going to act on what it tells me to do. Ben S, good to see you here. Thanks, AJ. Slash the likes. Yeah, if you could all smash that like button, I would really appreciate it. Really helps me out, really helps the channel out. And I can continue to bring the trades that I bring you as well. I would love to bring you a trade right now, but I can't. There are no trade entries as of right now. And as a trader, the worst thing to do is looking for a trade when there is no trade there. Okay, and entering into a trade when there is no trade there. Sticking to my rules, there is no reason why I should be entering into a trade right now. No reason at all. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to enter into a trade just for the sake of it. I'm already in a trade, okay, which I've been in for a while. Okay, I've been in since 21st of February. I think maybe I entered before that. I think it might have even been on the Friday that I entered that trade. So I've been in that trade for a while now, but that's a bigger swing trade. So yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna enter a trade just for the sake of it. Okay, that'll be going against everything that I've built for myself. That would be going against everything that I trade for. Okay, just entering into a trade because I'm bored. I don't do that. That's how you're going to start losing money. Okay. I only enter into a trade when I see those trading opportunities. And right now, I don't see any trading opportunities. Okay. We might actually see the price move before I see a potential trading opportunity. Yes, we could see a potential trading opportunity before the price moves. Okay. And of course, if that happens, I will bring that to the channel and I will bring that to you. But just be aware that we could actually see the price either pump Okay, or we could see the price either dump before we even get a potential trading opportunity. Because, as I said, right now there is no trading opportunities right now. There is no indications telling me to enter into a trade right now. So we need the price to move. We need the price to move to show me some indication of a high coming in, a local high or a local low, where we can then enter into a short position or a long position. Okay, depending on where the price goes. Are we prone to dip on opening? Okay. I haven't actually looked at the traditional markets. Okay. As I'm aware, the markets aren't open. How long until we got them? Until market opens in 7 minutes. Okay, the market opens in 7 minutes. It doesn't have pre-market. Normally it shows me what pre-market open is. I'm not sure why it's not showing me what it is. But yeah, it's not showing me, not telling me. But to be honest, I think we're just going to range sideways on market open. That's what we're seeing on the futures. So I wouldn't expect a crazy movement on the open. Probably a little push towards the upside, but nothing major. Because of course, over the course of the weekend, we did actually see. Let's have a look. Yeah, we did see the nah, just ranging sideways. It's a slight push towards the upside over the course of the weekend. But, yeah, maybe a slight push towards the upside with market open on the traditional markets. For Bitcoin, I wouldn't say the market open is going to affect Bitcoin. Reason being is because we've seen the traditional market push towards the upside. Okay, we've seen the ES push towards the upside, but we haven't seen Bitcoin follow. Okay, we've seen Bitcoin just consolidate over the course of the weekend and actually dump prior to that as well. So yeah, market open. I wouldn't expect to see Bitcoin dump. I'm just expecting to see Bitcoin, do its own thing until the DXY cements its direction, and either we're going to get a rejection or we're going to break towards the upside. So yeah, right now I'm just Bitcoin is doing its own thing until the DXY can figure out if it's going to break resistance or get rejected from resistance, because then the traditional markets will have a clear direction, which will mean that Bitcoin has a clear direction as well. Whether that's towards the upside or towards the downside, I don't care. I'm gonna trade based off what the charts are telling me. If the charts are telling me to short or if the charts are telling me to long, I'm gonna trade off of that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've got for you today. Remember, we do have still around over 2 weeks away, 2 weeks, 2 days, 3 hours, 35 minutes. We have the FOMC meeting, the Fed rate the Fed interest rate decision we have. And yeah, it's looking like we're going to get a 25 basis point rate hike. Okay. It's looking like we're going to get a 25, but a week ago, it was certain we were going to get a 25 basis point rate hike, okay? Because it was 99.9% of the analysts thought we were going to get a 25 basis point rate hike. However, now only 70.1% of the analysts think we're going to get a 25 basis point rate hike. And now almost 30%, okay, 29.9% think we're going to get a 50 basis point rate hike, okay? Reason being is because CPI came in higher than expected, okay? And Jerome Powell said if that was going to continue to come in hotter than expected, what was going to happen? Well, he was going to have to consider increasing by an increased amount. Okay, increasing the rates by an increased amount. Okay, if he's going to increase by 50, okay, then we're most likely going to see the market just jump. Okay, we're going to see the market dump. However, if we see the market print or if we're going to see the Fed print a 25 basis point rate hike, I still think the market's going to dump, but I think it's going to pump coming into it. It's going to pump afterwards, but then dump shortly after. And that was sort of the tone that was set, during the last FOMC meeting. Because if we come and have a look at the last FOMC meeting, where was that? This was right here, wasn't it? Yeah. So we had and I said this, I predicted this, I told you. Coming into the 25 basis point rate hike, which we knew was most likely going to be the case, okay, we were going to get a 25 basis point rate hike. I said, if that's going to happen, we're either going to dump, okay, and just blatantly dump, or what I think is most likely going to happen is we're going to pump coming into it, pump afterwards, okay, and then we're going to dump. And that's exactly what happened, as you can see here, okay. 31st, we had that FOMC meeting. Okay, price pump. Or was it the 1st of Feb? I can't remember. One of those days. Coming into it, either way, coming into it, price pumped. Afterwards, price pumped. Okay, and then exactly what happened? The price had a big crash towards the downside. Again, finding major support. Double bottom here, bullish divergence. I'm pretty sure, yeah, bullish divergence. Nice big trade towards the upside. Okay. So this is exact. I know it's 2 weeks away, but we do have to prepare for this. And if we're going to get a 25 basis point rate hike, what we're going to do? We're probably going to pump coming into it, pump afterwards, then dump shortly after. If we get a 50, I would expect the market to just dump, but we could pump again afterwards and then dump. But I would expect the market to just pump if it's going to increase by an increased amount. Okay. What else have we got? What else? Tomorrow we've got the Fed. Chair Powell testimony. We also, so what's that? The 7th. Okay, we have that on 7th. We also have that on the 8th as well. And then on the 10th, okay, the 10th of March at 1:30 UK time, we've got non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. Okay, previously it came out much higher than expected, over double what they forecasted. Okay, which was very unexpected, to be honest with you. If the same thing happens again, what's going to happen? Well, we're probably going to see a bearish reaction to the market. Okay, if unemployment rate comes in, if unemployment rate comes in under forecasted, okay, below than 3.4%, market's going to react bearishly to that. Okay, the Fed want unemployment rate to be as high as possible, but the economy in America just looks like it's only getting better. If that is the case, this is not what Jerome Powell wants to see. So he's going to have to continue to increase rates to try and worsen off that economy. It's just probably most likely going to lead into a recession if that's if that's going to continue to play out. Okay, which we already know a recession is very, very likely. Reason being is because the 2-year government bonds, which is at 4.84%, has exceeded the 10-year yield, okay, of the government bonds, which is 3.924. Every time this has happened, okay, this is signaled by this orange line going below the black line. Every time it's happened, okay, we've seen the 2-year exceed the 10-year. A recession has led shortly after, okay, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. 2-year has exceeded the 10-year. Okay, as we can see, 2-year is 4.84, and 3-year is the 10-year is 3.926%. Okay, so recession is looking very, 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 very likely. Okay, and we could have another leg towards the downside in all of the markets because of that as well. Well, I'd say all the markets, traditional markets, and the crypto market. Okay. So we've got to be very, very aware of that. But yeah, as of right now, nothing happening. We're still just ranging sideways, waiting for something to happen. Once something happens, of course, I will come live and I will update you with what's going on. If there's any trading opportunities, then of course I will bring that to the channel as always. But I think that's pretty much all I've got for you today. Please make sure you smash a like on this video, subscribe, turn that bell notification on so you never miss a trade that I take, and make sure you follow our Twitter account as well. So head over to Twitter, give us a follow there as well. So once again, smash that like button, and I will see you in the next live stream, which could be later on today if the price decides to move finally. If not, it will be tomorrow for that normal live stream. So thank you very much for your time. Smash that like button, and I will see you in the next live stream. See you later, guys. Bye.